Wilson from Young Entertainment Mag, and I'm here with the recap of Ted Lasso. This week I'm going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 5, Signs. It aired on Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, and of course sent fans of the show into a frenzy. Let's get into a recap and talk all things Ted Lasso. Unfortunately, when we start the episode, Richmond has gone 7 games without a win ever since losing to West Ham. This leads Richmond to drop to 9th place, obviously making everyone upset. Ted gets a text from Michelle saying that Henry is being bullied. Ted talks about it and asks Roy and Beard how to beat a bully at their game. The two of them say they want to fly out and help Henry get even with the bully. Meanwhile, Rebecca runs into her ex, John, along with his new fiancée, Jessica. When Jessica says "shite in shining armor" instead of "knight in shining armor," she realizes what the psychic told her is starting to come true. Leslie then goes to Rebecca's office and says if Richmond loses one more time, they should think about firing Ted. Of course, Rebecca is not on board with this idea. She talks about her psychic visit and claims that she didn't ask about the season or how things will go for the team, but things that the psychic said would happen are starting to happen. This leads Leslie to say that psychics can see something in ourselves that we can't, and things happen in the universe that can't be explained. Meanwhile, Keeley's PR firm gets fired by a client because of Shandy. Jack tells her to fire Shandy by using a compliment sandwich and to put the bad news in between 2 compliments. But of course, that doesn't work. Shandy gets all upset and says she will start her own PR firm. She tries to get people from the office to go with her, but no one will. Despite offering tons of benefits, only Dan says yes, but she now wants Barbara. Shandy freaks out even more, and Dan even tells her that he no longer wants to go with her. Rebecca goes to the doctor to see if she can have children despite her age. She decides to take the first step towards having a child. This has to do with some of the premonitions that the psychic said would come true. The Richmond team gets ready for a game and are planning to go to bed early, no video games, and doing everything they can to stay in the best shape. Jamie hypes up the team, hoping it will lead to a win. Meanwhile, Michelle video chats Ted and updates him on Henry. Well, it turns out that after saying the other teammates want to go after the bully, she reveals that Henry was the bully, not the one being bullied. Ted was not expecting this news, and it thoroughly shocks him. Richmond prepares for their game, and everyone in the city is supporting them. Some houses even have signs in the window in support of the team. Beard assures Ted that Henry is a good kid since Ted is his father. This makes Ted feel somewhat better, but he is still worried about Henry. Beard also says that whatever is going on is going to get fixed. Again, Ted is feeling somewhat assured, but he still doesn't know the route that this is going to go down, especially because he wasn't expecting Henry to be the bully. Roy comes in and says that there's a problem, but the audience is left not knowing what it is. Back at the PR firm, Keeley can't make the game because of a lamb that Shandy sent to the office. The lamb ends up making a mess in a conference room, and they have to clean it all up and get the lamb back to Shandy. Keeley and Jack end up staying the night in the office after having some drinks and talking. Keeley ends up kissing Jack, and also during the game, the results from Rebecca's fertility tests are available, and the doctor asks her to call him. Leslie comes up to Rebecca and says that he has bad news. It is revealed that Zava has gone missing during the big game. No one knows where he is, and after the first 10 minutes without him, even the announcers pick up on his absence. Zava is one of the top players, so naturally without him, this leads to Richmond losing again. Now that Ted's job is also on the line because of what Leslie was thinking, the team is also very disappointed, and they weren't expecting a loss, and now this is an 8th loss in a row. Dr. Wagner then calls Rebecca, and she answers. He seems to be more focused on the football game than her. He keeps bringing up the football team and Richmond and cheering for them in the middle of their conversations. and she finds out that she can't have kids, and we see her get emotional, especially because of how Dr. Wagner was acting with the team. It was a serious matter to her, but he wasn't taking it so seriously. Henry ends up video chatting Ted and says he's messed up and should have taken Ted's advice. Ted has always told him that if you're angry, to count to 10 and to keep repeating it. This is advice that also got passed down from Ted's father, so Henry's grandfather, and you can see throughout the episode, Ted also does use this. You can see him counting to 10 too during moments when he thinks he might have a panic attack. Ted is glad to hear from his son and says that they can play a video game on the computer later. Meanwhile, all the drama starts to happen. Zava posts a video saying he's played his last match. This is to surprise of the team, as no one had heard from him and no one was expecting it. He wants to dedicate his time to his family and avocado farm. His family, as demonstrated earlier in the episode, is very important to him, and the beginning of the episode when he was talking about his wife with the team was foreshadowing to this moment, but now he is officially gone and the team is left trying to figure out what to do. So he also tells everyone that they should put their energy into the things that they truly love. This was an indication that to Zava, football wasn't everything to him. His family was something that meant more. And this just leaves the team shocked, and it leaves them feeling more discouraged, especially because they just had a bad loss. But Ted thinks it's good that Zava is gone because he wants to win with the people who want to be there. Obviously, to Zava, things like his family, his avocado farm, they were more important to him. And Ted maybe starts to see that as a weakness, since he wants the team to really get along and he wants the people who are winning to enjoy winning. So he really thinks that they have a good thing going on. Maybe they got kicked down with their loss, but they're going to be able to push through it, even if right now things aren't looking good. All they need to win is the guys that are in the room. Their current team is all they need. They know they have each other, and they're going to be able to push through this moment. And they all need to believe in themselves, because this is now becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy too, since they are getting kicked down, they're feeling discouraged. It's kind of just becoming a repetitive cycle, but it's time for them to put their all into it, and that Ted believes that they'll be able to win. All they need is to believe in themselves. As for Jamie is getting very excited because he's hoping to take over Zara's place. Zara was one of the top players, and now Jamie has his turn to really shine. So despite Zara's absence, Jamie isn't as upset about it. And during all this, Nate ends up taking a really famous model on a date, and they go to his favorite restaurant, which is called A Touch of Athens. She isn't enjoying the date though, and she's very bored, and she's all dressed up, and you can tell that she's very overdressed for the restaurant. She doesn't care for it much, so she ends up leaving. Although Nate ends up feeling a connection with the receptionist, Jade, and they spend the night talking. So for Nate, it doesn't end that bad, but for the Richmond team, we can't say the same, but it's great that Ted is believing in them, and he wants them to believe in themselves, because they can have a good thing going on, and they're going to get back on that field, and they're going to reclaim their place. What an episode that was, though. Zava's leaving left me shocked, and Richmond's losing streak really did too. I really thought that maybe they were going to win their one game. I thought that they were going to come back. But I have faith in them for the rest of the season, and I really enjoyed this episode. I don't know about you guys, but if you did, make sure to let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Young Entertainment Magazine.